What?
Welcome to Blazing Balls, March 28th, 2024, where we blaze through today's other sports ball topics. This is the Blazing Baseball After Show / After Hours, and a topic that came out recently in this past week and I've been following it closely by watching the Pat McAfee show.
Mm-hmm.
And there's right currently a couple days ago, might still be happening too. There's what they're calling the NFL owners meetings taking place,
Uh-huh.
and there's this rule proposal to ban hip drop tackles.
What does that mean?
Exactly, and so this is why I think it's not gonna go through because they're trying to define a hip drop tackle, and when they do, it's what a tackle is. A tackle is, yes, you are going to drop your body to get low because that's what football is. And if you're going to do a collision in football,
you got to be the lowest guy.
Low.
Yeah, they teach you to be lower.
Yeah,
than the other guy.
They're showing these films of these tackles, and it's basically like they get low and they get them down to the ground.
Yeah.
And that's because when you tackle someone, that's what you're supposed to do, is to get them down to the ground, stop them from moving forward, because they're trying to stop them from getting yards.
It's called football.
That's called football. That's what a tackle is.
Yes.
So
that's tackle football.
They're wanting to somehow implement that, but it won't happen, because if that does happen, then it's no longer football. Then therefore XFL would be football then.
But how are they going to get the guy down?
Exactly, that's the thing too, and so I don't think that's going to work either, because they're not even thinking about, okay, if you're making one in football, you have to play 100% at full speed, or else you will get hurt.
Yep.
So now you're making
you can't back
other
off.
Player, the defender, back off. We're gonna see defenders get hurt like crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Time, then
for sure,
they're trying to doing that.
Yes,
it just won't. It just doesn't work playing football, because you're trying to tackle and stop the opponent from moving forward.
Correct.
So I think it's just silly games they're trying to play. And Pat did mention, he said something along the lines of, he kind of believes this is just them saying like, oh, we tried to do something to make the game safer, but they wouldn't allow us.
Well, I do agree the game should be safer.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's the way to make it. I don't think they can make it.
It's no longer football. It's no longer tackle football.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
I think they can improve the equipment, and I think that they can play on grass, which is better than AstroTurf. So if they made the owners, if they were serious, they would say,
right,
we're going to get better equipment, better helmets, maybe the bubble technology Uncle Bobby talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a way to do something better with all the padding. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a way to have different shoes, different, you know what I'm saying? Any way that they can help to protect the players, and with the grass field. And they could also have more strict penalties for roughing people. You know.
Yeah, I feel like a 15-yard is already pretty hefty already.
Yeah.
For anything.
Well, people can get ejected.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like to me, after watching all the games after that, nobody gets ejected. But people should get ejected if they're targeting people. But it's hard to get a targeting call, even though it looks like targeting to me. But the game is so violent now. It's so fast and so violent. It's crazy. People are getting hurt so bad. So I understand they want to have safety, and I agree with that. But I'm not sure how they're going to stop hip tackles.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I mean, what else? How else are they going to get the guy down?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to go through, because, then it's something completely different.
But they should do the other things.
Yes,
we just
exactly.
said they should have better equipment. Yeah. They should have
and that's not being
better
discussed.
Fields.
It sounds like through the Pat McAfee show once again still. And once again, Roger Goodell is too chicken to go on the Pat McAfee show.
Oh, definitely.
Because then he's going to get bombarded with the real questions.
Yeah, like why don't you have grass fields for all the players? What's the first thing they got to do?
Yeah.
The owners are rotten.
And why not have?
They're all rich guys that don't, and they don't want to do what's right to protect the players.
Yeah.
So they're going to say some BS and say, "Well, we're talking about this."
Yeah, and then also why are we not allowing challenge flags in the last 2 minutes?
Right.
And then why aren't we awarding another? This is something that the Lions coach was bringing up, I believe, on the Pat McAfee show, and they were saying that the Lions coach is bringing up, if you get 2 challenges correct, you should be awarded with another one for.
Yeah.
Because then you got all your challenges right. It makes sense too.
Right.
So
because you're better than the refs.
There's also a kickoff change happening, and that one's interesting. And it's not exactly the XFL one, but it's supposed to be safer.
Safe. So, okay, but that's good.
Yeah.
Well, the punts.
I believe it's a closer distance. They're not running further as they were. I believe is how it is.
Oh, okay. And also, it's really bad being on the suicide squad and you're the guy catching the ball. So I don't know. I always worry about the guy that's catching the punts because you really don't have too much of a chance to survive that. So I don't know if they could do something about that to make it a little more safer.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it says, according to ESPN, Kevin Seifert, it is a format that originated in the XFL.
Yeah.
And it says the new alignment rules represent the new significant on-field rule change for the NFL in years and are designed to reverse more than a decade of declining return rates while also lowering concussion rates. And in essence, the format will move the majority of the kicking and return teams downfield to minimize high-speed collisions. It will go into effect 1 year only in anticipation of possible tweaks over time.
Right. They're going to try to figure it out. They got to do the statistics. Every play is a statistic. So they track everything to see if it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Statisticians do a big thing on the NFL. There's so many different things that they track. So, yeah, that makes sense. Try it.
Yeah.
See if it works.
Yep. And the NBA is heating up. We got the Celtics already clinched the conference.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, they're number 1 in the Eastern, followed by the Bucks, then the Knicks. Go Knicks. Then
Go
the
Knicks.
Cavs, then the Magic, and the Pacers, and the Heat, and the 76ers, then the Bulls, and the Hawks, and the Nets, and the Raptors, and the Hornets, then the Wizards, then the Pistons. In the Western Conference, we have the Nugs and first, followed by the T-Wolves, then the Thunder, then the Clippers, and the Pelicans, then the Mavs, then the Suns, and the Kings, and the Lakers, and the Warriors, and the Rockets, and the Jazz, and the Grizzlies, and the Trailblazers, and the Spurs. The NBA talk today is that yesterday, Warriors Draymond Green, sorry if I mispronounced any names of this podcast, faced another ejection from his rough play, and he's already been suspended from the league from too many suspensions. And so Kendrick Perkins on the Pat McAfee show today was saying he needs to, if he needs to get more help, then maybe he should, and to not be ashamed of that, because it seems like another bad ejection happened, and it's just not needed in the game of basketball.
No.
There's no need for flagrant plays to be happening.
Right. Agreed.
And and it was interesting of him talking about it, and he was saying he was seeing Steph Curry's just face yesterday. He's just tired, and he's trying to keep the Warriors in front of the Rockets for the play-in tournament right now. The Rockets are still in it, and
so
they can knock out the Warriors. They're in it. So we're seeing, as Kendrick Perkins put it, already playoff basketball, because you got teams trying to get in the tournament and
got to win,
stay out of the in the play-in tournament, and then you got teams trying to get into the play-in tournament
Yep.
and not get eliminated.
Got to win now.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been watching men's basketball, college basketball. Duke Blue Devils are going to play Houston in the Sweet 16 tournament. Duke beat Vermont first, 64-47, and they beat James Madison 93-55. And then they're going to go up against the number 1 ranked Cougars from Houston, which is going to be on March 29th at 8:39 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow.
Nice.
Friday.
And the Pirates and the Marlins are still playing. It's still tied 5-5. It's now in the 11th.
Wow.
Bottom of the 11th, and the Marlins advanced their runner to third base, and they got a runner on first now. So they're looking.
Go Marlins.
They're looking, yes, to be in a good position right now.
Yeah. Who's your buddy on the Marlins?
Daniel Castano.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
Pitcher for the Marlins. Go Marlins.
Go Marlins. Win the game.
Yep. Win the game. Any
Good.
other sports ball topics you want to go over today?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yep. Go.
Okay. 32 years ago today, Christian Leitner did an amazing turnaround jump shot with 2 seconds left on the clock and beat Kentucky.
You're talking about the Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah. 1992, on this day, Christian Leitner, number 32, got a pass from Grant Hill, number 33, and he like chucked it like his dad, because Grant Hill's dad was an NFL player. And so
Yes.
he took a play out of the NFL, chucked it full court. Christian Leitner turns around, one dribble, bam. Kentucky goes down. There you go.
I was there with you at your mom's house.
Yeah.
I jumped through the ceiling.
And the game was in,
It's a great
was
game.
in Philadelphia. So,
What a great game.
yeah, 32 years ago.
But that was the Final Four.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah, that was a great game.
That was a great game.
Yep.
There's the Susie blast from the past.
All right. Way to go,
Segment.
Mama.
And we'll catch y'all here tomorrow on Blazing Baseball, Blazing through tomorrow's baseball topics. Peace.
Blazing Sports.